20 months later, Apple would quietly cancel the cheaper model that was supposed to make this technology accessible. Production of the original model had already stopped. Only 420,000 units were sold in the first year, 47% below Apple's own internal expectations. For context, the original iPhone sold 1.4 million units in its first year. The iPad sold 15 million. The Apple Watch sold 10 million. The Vision Pro couldn't even reach 500,000. So how did Apple, a company that rarely fails, turn years of development and billions in investment into one of its biggest failures? Let me take you back to June 5th, 2023. Tim Cook takes the stage at Apple's annual developer conference with the confidence of someone about to change the world.
Entirely new AR platform with a revolutionary new product. And here it is.
Behind him appears the Vision Pro. Sleek, futuristic, impossible. 2 micro OLED displays with 23 million pixels, more resolution than a 4K TV, eye tracking so precise you can select items just by looking at them. Video pass-through that blends the digital and real worlds with unprecedented clarity. And then, Cook says something remarkable. He compares this moment to Apple's greatest hits.
The Mac introduced us to personal computing. This is the first spatial computer.
The comparison isn't accidental. It's a promise that this product will change your life like the iPhone did. But here's what the public doesn't see that day. Apple had started developing the Vision Pro in late 2015, nearly 8 years before launch. The company filed over 5,000 patents specifically for this device. During that period, Apple's R&D budget exploded from $8 billion annually to $30 billion. According to industry analyst Matthew Ball, Apple spent somewhere between $10 and $33 billion developing the Vision Pro, potentially the largest investment in a single consumer product in tech history. Between June 2023 and the February 2024 launch, the tech world went absolutely crazy with anticipation. Analysts projected massive sales. The first media reviews were positive about the technology, even with that $3,500 price tag. And finally, the day came. January 19th, 2024, 5 a.m. Pacific time. Pre-orders open. In the first 10 days, Apple sells between 160,000 and 180,000 units, according to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. A strong start. But then, something strange happened. Shipping times stayed flat. 48 hours after pre-orders opened, nothing had changed. When an iPhone launches, delivery dates jump to months. The Vision Pro stabilized in just a few days. In the world of Apple, that silence meant something. The hype was fading before it even began. February 2nd, 2024, the Vision Pro arrives in the hands of real consumers, and the narrative quickly changes. The complaints start piling up immediately. At 600 to 650 grams, the Vision Pro is significantly heavier than competitors like the Meta Quest 3 at just 397 grams. Users report black eyes, facial pressure, and discomfort after even short sessions. Tech YouTuber Marcus Brownlee summarizes it perfectly. First time, the display is amazing, eye tracking is magic, though it's a little heavy. Second time, wow, this thing is really heavy. Third time, damn, this thing is heavy. The battery is another disaster. Just 2 hours of general use with an external battery pack weighing 353 grams connected by cable. Every time you use a Vision Pro, you have to consciously think about where to position this anchor. But the real shock comes from the app situation. The 3 most popular streaming platforms all rejected the Vision Pro completely. Netflix, YouTube, and Spotify, no native apps. They even blocked their iPad apps from running on the device. In total, over 300,000 apps opted not to be available on the Vision Pro, including Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Gmail, TikTok, and Amazon. The numbers tell the story. February and March, the first 2 months, 170,000 units sold. Not terrible, but certainly not the iPhone-level phenomenon Apple expected. By the second quarter, sales had dropped to under 100,000. And then came the real car crash. By summer, the Vision Pro was selling just 19,000 units in the entire US. That's a 75% collapse in just 3 months. By April, Apple had already cut its internal sales target nearly in half. In May, suppliers started suspending production. By October, daily manufacturing dropped from 2,000 units to just 1,000, preparing to stop completely. Let's put those numbers in context. The original iPhone sold 1.4 million units in its first year. The Apple Watch sold 10 million, the iPad sold 15 million. The Vision Pro, just 420,000. It sold fewer units in its first year than any other major Apple product in recent history. And while Apple struggled to justify its spatial computing revolution, someone else was watching closely. He says the Quest 3 is the better product.
It's like 7 times less expensive. But Quest is better for the vast majority of things that people use mixed reality for.
The stock market seems to agree. On Vision Pro launch day, Meta's market cap jumps $197 billion as investors see the Quest as the winning answer. May 2nd, 2024, Apple's Q2 earnings call. Tim Cook noticeably changes his narrative. He's no longer talking about revolutionizing personal computing. Now he lists enterprise use cases, aircraft engine maintenance, race collaboration, immersive kitchen design, training. The implication is clear. The consumer market isn't responding. So Apple is trying to save itself with B2B sales. It's a dramatic strategic shift just 3 months after launch. But the real problem wasn't the weight, or the battery, or even the missing apps. The real problem was something much more fundamental that Apple completely missed. By the end of 2024, Apple had completely ceased production of the original Vision Pro. The company had manufactured between 500,000 and 600,000 total units, with approximately 200,000 still sitting in inventory, enough to satisfy projected demand through all of 2025. In manufacturing language, this is an unmistakable signal. The product is dead. October 1st, 2025, Mark Gurman from Bloomberg publishes a devastating report. Apple has cancelled the Vision Air, the cheaper model that was supposed to launch in 2027 and represented the only possible path to mass adoption. The Vision Air would have been 40% lighter, significantly cheaper, and built with iPhone-class chips. Instead, Apple was redirecting sources to smart glasses to compete with Meta's Ray-Bans, which had sold over 2 million units. In March 2025, Apple reassigned Mike Rockwell, the VP of the Vision Products Group, to lead the Siri team. Removing the leader of a successful product division is unthinkable at Apple. Doing it signals an internal acknowledgement that the product isn't meeting expectations. In 2 years, Apple sold less than 1 million units. For a product that was supposed to revolutionize computing, that's an absolute disaster. The Vision Pro ended up with just 5% of the virtual reality market, a market that, by the way, in and of itself is dying. Because here's the real problem. Apple didn't just fail, the entire industry is collapsing. In 2024, global VR headset sales dropped 67% compared to the previous year. The complete market was just 6.9 million units. Apple launched a premium product for a market that doesn't exist. And after 5 months available, nobody, not users, not developers, not Apple itself, could explain what this product was really for. Productivity? Only supports one virtual Mac display. Entertainment? Good for watching movies, but not worth $3,500. Gaming? Less than 10 spatial games at launch. Social? Completely isolating. Apple repeated every mistake of Google Glass, Magic Leap, and Microsoft HoloLens. Sky-high price without clear value. No killer app. Social stigma. Weak ecosystem. October 2024, Tim Cook finally admits it in an interview. At $3,500, it's not a mass-market product. Right now, it's an early adopter product. The defensive tone says it all. Apple knows the Vision Pro failed. The numbers are brutal. 420,000 units sold from a target of 800,000, production stopped after just 10 months. The cheaper model cancelled before launch. The division leader reassigned. Between $10 and $33 billion invested in development, $1.75 billion in first-year revenue. Apple learned what Google, Microsoft, and dozens of VR startups learned before. You can build incredible tech, have a powerful brand, and unlimited resources, but you can't create a market that doesn't exist. If you found this video interesting, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.